Así no se ve mucho.
It's perfect. Okay. All right, Sergio. All right. What is your first and last name?
You put it already?
Yeah. What's your first and last name?
Sergio Diaz.
Okay. Do you remember your inmate number?
Yeah.
Do you know your inmate number? What's your inmate number?
20 02 11 6.
Okay. What date was the incident? What date was the stabbing?
The 23. 23.
July. Julio. Julio. July 23rd. Yeah. It was a Monday, right? Fue un lunes, ¿verdad? Yeah.
July 23rd. What time was it?
3.
3 a.m.
El 24 fue en la madrugada.
Okay.
Lunes era 24.
All right, and you're his mom, right? Okay. What's your first and last
Es
name?
su mamá de Sergio. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
Claudia Antonio.
Claudia.
Claudia. And your last name?
Antonio.
Okay. And Archie, you're going to be translating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're going to talk in English for the most part, if you can talk in English, and then if you want to say something in Spanish, and then Archie's going to translate. Okay. All right. So what happened to you on that day?
¿Qué fue lo que pasó? Sí.
What happened to you? What happened?
So, I was in Unit 11, right? And I was working out, and for no reason, the CEO, the police, coming and they told me, pack my stuff, I'm going to Unit 13. And they put me in cell 1. And so everybody it was cool with me, so everybody I see everybody was cool, you feel me, so, and it was like, 3 a.m., they bought my cell, right?
You said they popped your cell?
Yeah.
That door opened up?
Yeah.
Yeah. At 3 a.m.
And I just see I just feel like something touched me really hard, and they stabbed my hand. So I turned around, so I started to film myself, and they was grabbing my hands, and the other was standing right in my face, and they would say I was like, que yo me iba a matar.
That you was gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna kill you.
The inmates that were stabbing you said you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they told me don't defend yourself.
Don't resist.
Yeah, so I was started fighting. I was trying to stand up, and when I was stand up, sit down, they put me back, lay down. So we was fighting. So I said CEO first, and the CEO, he don't hear me. So
The correctional officer. So you're calling for the correctional officer.
Yeah.
Okay, where was the correctional officer?
But I don't know, but I asked him one time, CEO, and they don't hear me. So the other side, the other unit, it was like another unit like that, right? So they was hearing me. So they was punching at the door and screaming CEO too, because they was know something happened. Yeah.
So the inmates were calling for the CO too.
Yeah, too.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I screamed again, 5 times, 6 times. And they packed all the doors over there, and the other CEO and the other guy over there told him something happened, he go to see my cell, he only see when the 3 guys run. Yeah.
So it's 2 inmates that start stabbing you?
3 guys.
Three inmates.
Yeah.
Okay.
They only catch 2.
They only caught 2. What happened to the third one?
I don't know, but he only see the last 2 when they run. They were the last 2 people myself.
But there's a camera in the hallway. There's a
Yeah.
camera, but there's a camera in the jail. There has to be cameras there.
Yeah, but they don't got no cameras in the.
So they don't know. They only know 2 of the inmates that stabbed you. They don't know who the third person is.
Yeah.
No one knows.
So,
But they were stabbing you, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
Yeah. So uno me estaba agarrando mis pies.
one was
One
holding
grabbed
his
my leg,
leg.
Mm-hmm.
and the other one my hands, and the other one would stab me. Yeah.
And the correctional officers, how long were they stabbing you for?
For 8 minutes.
8 minutes. So for 8 minutes, there's no correctional officer.
Uh,
And you're yelling for the correctional officer, and the inmates are yelling for the correctional officer.
yeah, and the day he was like 30 feet, 20 feet, the day he was right there. Like, you can barely hear it. So, but then they're gone. They only see me when I was on the floor, on the door.
Bleeding.
Yeah, bleeding. And so,
Did you? Yeah, go ahead.
so when the police come and they like, I stand up fast, alright? I go back because I see the police coming with the taser, trying to hit me with the taser, right? So I was back in the wall, so I brought my toe. I put my toe in front of my face, and they can because they want to tase me.
The police wanted, the correctional officer wanted to tase you?
Yeah.
After you got stabbed, they want to tase you?
They don't want to tase me, so I brought my.
Why are they tasing you when you're the one that got stabbed?
I think they don't know. He only see me when I was on the floor. The other police, they wanted.
Do you have an inmate in that cell, or are you by yourself?
No, I got study. Yeah.
Where was your cell? Where was your inmate at the time?
He was in the shower. I don't know how.
3 a.m. in the shower.
Yeah,
Taking
he
a
was
shower.
in the shower.
Is that normal for him to be in the shower at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, that's not normal.
Why do you think he's in the shower?
Because ya lo tenían planeado.
It was planned.
You think the stabbing was planned?
Yeah.
Planned by who? By the correctional officer? By the inmates? Okay, so who authorizes? So for this inmate to take a shower at 3 a.m., the correctional officer would have to authorize this, right? They would have to authorize it, correct? An inmate, can the inmate go and take a shower by himself?
No.
The correctional officer has to authorize it,
So,
right?
el oficial tiene que autorizar la salida de un preso de su celda para ir a llevarlo a que se bañe, ¿verdad? No es que tú quieres ir a bañarte a las 3 de la mañana y tú te vas a meter al shower a las 3 de la mañana. ¿Así es o no?
No. It's like whatever you want, you can take a shower.
You can take a shower whenever you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like for me, I see it was not normal. You feel me? He was in the shower, and like he got his clothes too. He got his clothes on whenever he shower, right? So when he was taking a shower, they opened abrieron la cosa. Yeah, and all his clothes he was wet.
So he was showering and but he got the clothes on. He got his clothes on. I mean, el uniforme.
Yeah, his shirt white and his pants.
The correctional officers, when an inmate goes and takes a shower, the correctional officers, of course, they know about it, correct?
So los oficiales sabían que él estaba bañándose.
No, hasta cuando llegaron ahí.
Not until they didn't know until they got his.
Okay. What else? Then what happened?
Y después qué pasó?
And then me llevaron para abajo para el doctor supuestamente.
They took him down to the clinic.
They took you to the clinic?
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately they took you to the clinic?
¿Inmediatamente te llevaron o tardaron?
No, trataron como me pusieron en una celda antes de que yo fuera a la clínica. De lo que estaba ahí me estaban en una celda por 1 hora.
So, después que te apuñalaron, ¿te llevaron a otra celda antes de llevarte a la clínica?
Sí.
So after he got stabbed, they moved him to another cell, and it took them like an hour for him to get medical attention.
Took you 1 hour, so they transferred you to another cell.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what cell you were in?
¿No te recuerdas la celda que te llevaron ellos?
No,
Do you remember which pod you were in, which cell you were in?
en la puerta de Inmate, donde llegan ahí cuando te agarran la primera vez y te ponen una puerta.
Okay, he said it was like where you get arrested and they
Intake, okay.
Intake.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How long were you in this intake? Why were you in this intake? How long were you in this intake?
So, ¿tú sabes por qué ellos te llevaron ahí a
No.
Intake y cuánto tiempo fue que estuviste ahí?
Is this your permanent cell? Is this you were there for a long time? Like how many days were you in that area before you got stabbed?
So only for 1 hour.
Just 1 hour after the stabbing.
After the stab, but no, the area where you were stabbed in, you were in the pod, you were in the area for how many days?
Oh, so
What did they transfer you there? Were you there for a long time? How long were you there
antes
for?
donde te apuñalaron a ti, ¿cuánto tiempo tenías de estar ahí? ¿Tenías horas, días, meses? ¿Cuánto tiempo tenías de estar ahí?
Solo tenía unas 12 horas de estar ahí.
Around like 12 hours.
12 hours. You were there for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So they transfer you to this pod for 12 hours, and within 12 hours you got stabbed in that pod.
Yeah.
They transfer you to a pod. After 12 hours, you get stabbed in this area.
Yeah.
So te transfirieron a este nuevo pad, ¿verdad?
Okay.
Y te transfirieron y ahí en 12 horas que tenías de estar ahí fue cuando te agredieron, te apuñalaron. Yeah.
Okay. The people that stabbed you, do you know them?
Las personas que te apuñalaron, ¿tú los conoces a ellos?
Yeah, I know.
You know them.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you was there any threats made toward you in the past? Did you have a problem with the inmates? Did you have a problem with the correctional officers? Did anybody threaten you before you got stabbed?
¿Alguien te amenazó o algo, ellos o algún oficial antes de que te movieran para ahí?
No,
¿Tuviste algún problema con ellos? No.
no, they don't tell me nothing like that. Just move me and stuff, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. So why do you think you got stabbed?
I don't know.
¿No tienes alguna idea por qué te agredieron, te apuñalaron?
I'm trying to remember, porque no, I don't remember, but
Okay. No, you're good. Okay. So they transfer you to a pod for 12 hours. 3 a.m. you get stabbed by 3 inmates. 8 minutes, they stab you for 8 minutes, and then after you get stabbed, correctional officer would rush in, take out a taser, and then they transfer you to a different pod. After 1 hour, they give you medical. Then what happens?
So
Take them 1 hour. For 1 hour, you're sitting in a cell, bleeding for 1 hour,
yeah.
and then they give you medical. Okay, then what happened?
And then take me to the medical and they give me my.
Can you show me your injuries?
They give me right here.
Can you do me a favor? Can you show the camera the injuries?
puedes acercarte a la cámara y enseñar las heridas.
Todo.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, just one of.
So that's one of the stabbing. Okay.
You got more like scar.
What else?
I got scars on my face.
Let me see it. Oh.
You see them. You can barely.
You can do me a favor. If you remove the hoodie,
He's been
so that
putting
way.
some medication. He's saying, let me see.
Where's the stabbing?
Yeah.
Right there.
Here.
Okay.
Here. Mhm.
All right. What else?
What else?
On my arms right
Let me
here.
let me see it if you don't mind.
Right here, you see it? Right here.
Here. Here. Here.
And here.
Here. In the back.
Not my chest, but you can see.
I got you.
In my chest. Bam. And my leg, I see right here. Right here, my leg, but just a little
Okay,
bit.
I got you. Okay. All right. So they take you to after 1 hour of bleeding in that cell. After 1 hour, they bring medical, and then what happened?
So, después que te llevaron para abajo, estuviste una hora ahí, te limpiaron las heridas y todo, ¿qué pasó después?
They told me first, like, if I want to go to the hospital, right? And I said no. I said I'm fine. But después de 3 minutos, empecé que mi pecho sonaba, mi corazón sonaba rápido. So yo me sentía mareado y yo me iba a caer. So yo dije que me iban al hospital y me pusieron otra vez en la celda por 2 horas.
Okay. So they asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital. He said no, that he's fine. Like after, después de cuántos minutos
3
fue?
minutos.
Like after 3 minutes, he started feeling like his heart was beating, like it was beating hard. And then, ¿qué más fue que dijiste? Del corazón, ¿y qué más?
Y yo estaba parado y que me
Oh, he
y
started
ya me
feeling
mareaba.
dizzy, like he was about to pass out.
Y me senté y entonces
Then he sat down. Y te llevaron a otro lugar, me dijiste, a otra celda.
a una celda.
And then they removed him from medical and they put him in a different cell. ¿A qué celda fue? ¿No
They-
sabes?
They put him in a third cell?
Yes.
Okay.
So, era otra celda que te llevaron.
Y así,
¿Por cuánto tiempo?
por 2 horas.
So when they remove him from medical, from the clinic, they put him in a different cell for like 3 hours, dijiste?
2 horas.
2 hours.
2 hours. You're sitting in the area for 2 hours in
Yeah.
that third cell,
Yeah.
and you're bleeding.
I was bleeding. My shoulder was like bleeding.
So they didn't give you medical.
Yeah, they give me medical.
They give you medical. Okay.
Medical, but
What kind of
¿a qué te
medical?
refieres a médico? ¿Qué
Me
dice?
limpiaron
So just because they clean his
Uh,
cut, es lo único que te dieron, no te dieron medicine,
That's
nothing.
it.
Yeah, nothing.
So, yeah, they just clean all his injuries.
okay. So 2 hours. You're sitting in the third cell, and then what happened?
So
You're feeling dizzy. You're about to feeling like you're about to pass out. Okay, and then what happened?
¿Y después qué pasó de eso?
So I was waiting. They told me that they was waiting for
The ambulance?
for police. And so yo esperé 2 horas y 30 minutos
2 hours and 30 minutes, that's how.
y nunca llegaron
Waiting for
y
the police, not the ambulance.
The police. You're waiting for the police, not the ambulance. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
y yo me paraba y iba a tocar la puerta y no me hacían caso.
Rising up and knocking at the door and they wasn't paying attention to
You're knocking on the door, telling them that you need help,
Mhm.
and they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay. For 2 hours, and okay. All right.
2 hours and 30
30
minutes.
minutes. Okay. And then what happened?
And then, después de los 2 horas y 30 minutos, vino la policía y me llevaron para el hospital. Este que está aquí.
La policía te llevó.
No, la policía que trabaja ahí en la cárcel. La policía.
Okay. So after waiting for 2 hours and a half and 30 minutes, the officers from the jail took him to the emergency room here in Prince William Hospital.
Okay.
So no llamaron la ambulancia a ellos?
No,
No fue una ambulancia, nada, no. So
Era
they
un carro,
took,
me llevaron a ellos mismos. Me
it was
llevaron.
like a regular car, I guess, a police car, sure.
Not an ambulance. They took you in their police car
Yes.
to the hospital. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So they take you which hospital?
Prince William Hospital?
Prince William Hospital. What time did they take you to the hospital?
¿A qué hora fue?
Yo llegué ahorita de ahí como a las 11 de la mañana.
Like 11 a.m.
11 a.m. So the stabbing happens at 3 a.m. The stabbing happened at 3 a.m. You don't get to the hospital until 11 a.m. Okay. All right.
Pero yo creo que eso fue cuando llegué allí.
A las 11 de la mañana, ¿en qué momento te llevaron para el hospital de Fairfax?
Me llevaron a las 7 de la mañana a las 7 y media yo estaba ya en el hospital, a las 8 también en el hospital de Manassas Este.
A las 8 de la mañana.
Sí.
So, alright, so the incident happened at 3. So by 7, 8 o'clock, he was at the hospital, Prince William. So by 11 a.m., they transferred him to Fairfax.
To a different hospital.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then what happens?
¿Y después qué pasó allá?
Me estaban curando, me estaban poniendo medicina, porque había agarrado aire en mi pecho y cada vez que respiraba mi pecho me
So they were giving him the right medical attention, okay? Because they told him that there was something inside his chest, because he was having like difficult to breathe. And
What time did they
¿A
give
qué
you
hora
that?
fue que te empezaron a hacer
What time
eso?
is that?
En-
Like
en-
what time did they actually tend to your injuries?
Como más o menos a qué hora fue que ya te empezaron a tratar bien en el hospital de Fairfax, que a tocarte, a ver qué tenías y todo, como más o menos a qué horas.
A las 12.
Around 12.
Around 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so stabbing happens at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
and you don't actually get proper medical attention until 12. PM.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, then what happened? how did your family find out that you were stabbed in jail?
Well,
How did your mom find out?
Actually, ¿cómo tu mamá se dio cuenta que a ti te había pasado lo que te pasó, que te habían agredido, te habían apuñalado? Actually, that's my part, because
Okay.
my son called me probably around 4 p.m.
4
So he
p.m.
called me and he's like, Mom, have you talked to Claudia, Sergio's mom? I was like, no, why? What happened? And then he told me that you need to call her right away to check on Sergio, because there's an inmate here, like screaming all loud that he just stabbed someone. And for what he's saying, it looks like it's Sergio. So I told my son, just call me later, let me call Claudia. That's when I called Claudia. I was like, Claudia, have you talked to Sergio?
Your son is in the same pod?
No, it was a different one.
So how did your son hear about?
Because the one of the 3 guys who stabbed him, they put him where Jason was at.
Jason is, where your son
Yes.
is, and then and he was bragging about
Yes.
stabbing. Okay.
Yes.
So that inmate got transferred to a different cell, and then he's bragging about
Yes.
stabbing surgery.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I called Sergio's mom, Claudia, and I was like, have you heard about your son? She said no. And then she started crying over the phone, like, what happened? What happened? Tell me. I'm like, look, I just got a phone call saying that, there's an inmate, like, talking about he just stabbed someone, and it looks like it's Sergio. So she's like, help me, please help me. So we start calling the adult detention center here in Prince William, calling, asking for him, hey, we just find out that something happened to Sergio. So the staff was like, no, he's fine, he's fine, nothing happened to him.
The staff at the hospital told you Sergio was okay?
Yeah.
And nothing happened to him?
Nothing happened.
What time was this?
It was probably around 5. ¿Como a qué horas fue que empezamos a llamar a la cárcel? Después que yo le llamé, ¿verdad?
So
Yeah, it
5
was like
p.m.
around 5, and then we called around 7. I was on the phone with her for like basically all night, the next day, and the next day.
And they're not telling you what's going
No.
on, they're telling you he's okay.
No, he's okay.
That nothing happened to him?
Until the third day.
Until the third day?
They finally.
What did they tell you? What did they tell you exactly?
So, probably after the third day, como el tercer día fue que nos admitieron que sí, ¿verdad? Que él estaba bien cuando hablamos, que hicimos la llamada de 3-way, que dijeron que he was fine, que they put him a nickname. ¿Cuál era su nickname que dijeron que tenía?
Que no tenía nada, dijo.
No, nickname, un apodo que dijeron que le habían puesto, puro o algo así. Cuando llamamos nosotros y la oficial nos dijo que no, él está en la clínica, aquí abajo lo tenemos, lo estamos cuidando bien.
That's the hospital, not the police, right? The hospital is telling you this.
No, the staff from the jail. is
From the
telling me-
jail?
Yes, the staff from the jail is telling me that.
The-
Pero dijeron un apodo que le habían puesto a él. ¿Se acuerda? Terry o Puro, no sé qué.
Do you remember who you talked to? Do you remember the name of the individual that you talked to?
Se negaron.
No, I can't remember. But anyway,
Anyway,
so the
yeah.
story is that I called and I was like, look, I have the mother on the deadline. It's been 3 days that she doesn't know anything about her son, okay? We know that he's injured, okay? She just wanna make sure that he's alive, that he's good. So she finally agrees and she's like, well, yes. Let me tell you, he's downstairs, he's at the clinic, he's doing
So
good.
for 3 days, she's not telling you he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
She's not telling you he's in the hospital. So they pretend that he's still in jail. He's
Yes.
okay. Nothing happened.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, she told me that, we, taking care of him, we even give him a nickname. I forget the nickname. I don't know if she said Poodle or Terry, something like that. And I was like, okay, all right, that's fine. So I told Claudia, and Claudia was like, I'm not gonna wait here. He's probably dead. I don't know what happened. So, I already knew that he was stabbed. They stabbed him like 15 times. I already knew, but I didn't want to tell her because I'm a mother and she's a mother. So I already
Because of because of the other inmate
yes,
that's bragging about
Yes.
stabbing Sergio.
yes.
Okay.
I already knew that it was like 15 times. So, but I didn't want to
15
tell.
times. You got stabbed 15 times.
Yes,
Okay.
so I didn't want to tell her. I was concerned too for, Sergio's safety. So, I told Claudia, and Claudia was like, I'm going to the jail. I'm going to the jail. And I told her, go.
So on the third day, you go to the jail.
So, cuando usted fue a la cárcel, ¿se acuerda cuando ya usted fue a hablar y habló con alguien, verdad? Con un sargento, no sé quién fue, cuando él le admitió también que sí, que él estaba en el hospital,
Con el,
pero que...
dueño de con el comandante
Ajá.
de la casa.
¿No se recuerda el nombre, el apellido? ¿Cómo era?
Era un señor.
Alto.
Un señor que dijo que estaba bien, pero él no admitió que él estaba bien.
She doesn't remember, but she spoke to someone like, hi, you know,
Yeah.
from the jail.
Okay.
He didn't admitted that he was hurt, but he told her that yes, he's at the hospital. You can't see him, because I was with her on the phone. You can't see him, but yeah, he's fine.
So you go to the hospital on the third day. You go to the
Oh
hospital.
no, she never went to the
Oh
hospital.
no, you go to the jail.
To the jail.
You talk to someone, like someone that's like in the higher up in the jail, and he tells you your son is in the hospital, but you can't see him.
So, cuando usted fue a la cárcel, que
Okay.
le dijo que sí, que Sergio estaba en el hospital, pero que usted no lo podía ver. El hombre ese, ¿qué más le dijo?
Okay.
Que él estaba bien, dijo, pero que no estaba apuñaleado.
So they don't let you see your son.
No.
You can't see him, right? Then what do you do?
So, cuando no lo dejaron ver, que le dijeron que no lo podía ver, ¿qué hizo?
Me fui a Derechos Humanos y me fui a buscarlo al hospital de Fairfield.
She said that she went to Human Resources office, and then she went to look for him at the hospital.
Human resources.
Oh yeah, and it's true. I remember now. It's true. Because when she got there, she called me and she's like, one of the detectives that we know from the Manassas City Police, he was there. So, ¿se acuerda el policía que estaba ahí, que usted habló con él, que me dijo, aquí está esta persona? I don't want to mention his name.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
el oficial, no mencione su nombre, pero que estaba ahí, que él le dijo lo que tenía que hacer, ¿verdad? So yeah, so he was there with, you know, something else, I guess his family.
Okay.
But we know him. He works for the Manassas City Police.
Okay.
So I guess she asked him, like, you know, like, I don't know what to do. I'm looking for my son.
Yeah.
And he's here. And he was like, well, you should call these people and blah blah blah.
So then you find out that your son is in the hospital. Do you get to see your son?
¿Usted pudo ver a Sergio cuando llegó al hospital?
No, ahí no dejo.
They don't let you see him.
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So you're in the hospital. You're in the hospital. They give you on the third day. At 7 p.m. You're in the hospital. Okay. On the third day. Okay. No. You're in the hospital. Did you try contacting your mom? Did they let you contact your mom?
No.
What were they telling you?
They said no.
No.
You can't
There's no reason they say no.
Okay. At what point did you talk to your mom and told her that inside the jail they stabbed you?
¿Hasta cuándo fue que tú pudiste llamarle a tu mami para decirle lo que había pasado, que te habían apuñalado?
Cuando me llaman para atrás.
When they released him from the hospital and he was back in...
How many days before they released
¿Cuántos
you?
días fue después?
Un jueves fue.
So, 4 días. Él estuvo en el hospital ¿cuántos días?
4.
Okay. So it was on a Thursday after the 4th day.
4th day. So 4 days you're in the hospital. 4 days you're in the hospital. You can't contact your family. They don't let you talk to your family, and they don't let you tell your family that you got stabbed inside that jail. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And the mom, they tell her your son is okay. They don't tell her he's in the hospital. They tell her he's in jail. Something did they tell you? They didn't tell you he got stabbed. He just what did they tell you? He got hurt? Did they
¿Qué fue
tell
lo
you
que le
hurt?
dijeron? Como no le dijeron que lo habían apuñalado, le dijeron algo, se lastimó.
Like what were they telling you?
¿Qué le
Like,
dijeron?
when you can't reach your son, what were they telling you? They didn't tell you he was stabbed, but what were they telling you?
No me dijeron que estaba bien, pero no me dijeron que era.
They just told her that he was fine.
Me negaban.
He was fine, but he's fine, but he can't talk right now.
Me negaban que él estaba herido.
Yeah, they knew that he got hurt.
All right. 4 days you can't reach your family. You can't tell them you got stabbed, and the family they tell them he's okay. All right. What else? What happens? And then before they take you to the hospital, the correctional officers, what were they doing when they were stabbing you? When the inmates were stabbing you, what were the correctional officers doing?
They was like, they take me to the nurse, right? And they was like right there, sit down, like waiting for the other guys like coming, pick me up, and go to the hospital. But they put me in the cell. But they was arguing with each other because they was like, how this happened?
They're asking you, the correctional officers are asking you, how did this happen?
Yeah.
They're asking you?
Yeah, they asked me.
After they stabbed you, they're asking you?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what? And then what?
And they told me why. I said, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. What else?
And they said they tell me to, so I released to the hospital, right? They put me to the cell, and they put something on my window so I can see at all, nothing.
That's before they took you to the hospital.
That was after.
Yeah.
Oh, after? After they brought you back from the hospital. So
Yeah.
4 days you're in the hospital. When they brought you back to the jail, they cover your windows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happens?
So I was asking for the phone all the time. They was like ignore me. And
So you're asking for the phone to call your mom, but they're ignoring you.
yeah.
Okay.
And they was saying my PIN for call my family. They were saying it's not working right
Yeah.
now.
The phone is not working.
Yeah.
No, the PIN number, because you know that every inmate, they have their own PIN.
Yes.
So they can make phone calls.
Yeah.
So he was not able to make phone calls because his PIN, for some reason, wasn't working. So
Okay.
he started using a different someone else. Yes,
Okay, so you use someone else, and then
to get a hold of the money.
Yeah, every time when I was calling my mom.
How many days did this go on before you can actually call your mom?
¿Por cuántos días pasó esto antes de que tú pudieras contactar a tu mami?
Bueno, yo llegué ahí creo que en la noche, ya la noche, como unas 3 horas pude hablar con mi mamá.
So like 3 hours later, like 3 hours after he got back to the jail,
Okay.
he was able to call up.
Okay, and then they give you the phone, but and then they finally give you the phone and you can call your mom. Okay.
Y cada vez que llamaba a mi mamá, cortaban la llamada. Y cuando yo quería volver a llamar, mi PIN ya no servía.
So every time that he used to call his mom, they, terminate the phone call.
Interesting. Okay, so they turn off the phone. Okay.
And then when he tries to call back, his PIN number wasn't, really working.
Okay. So you found. Okay. So they cover your window. How long did they cover your window for? How many days?
For like 27 days.
27 days. They're covering your window.
Yeah.
Well, okay. 27 days. Why are they covering your window?
Because they told me like they wanna like save me. So I really in the cell, nobody can hear me. So they still put the thing in my window, so I can see everything. Like I can even use the phone. So I was only like kicked down on my bed.
And one thing that I know that I'm aware is like when they put, it's like a blanket or something, like a gray blanket over the window. When they do that, that means like you're unprotected or, okay?
Protected. Okay.
And that doesn't look good on the inmate.
Yeah.
Si yo no me equivoco, cuando ponen esa cosa en la ventana, eso que te ponen en custodia, ¿verdad? Que estás en protected, in the custody or whatever, como le llamen. So, eso no se ve bien también para el reo, ¿verdad? Es un problema, it's a problem for the
Of course.
inmates.
Yeah. It's called, they call it protective, something protective. But I know what you're talking about when they cover your window. But let me ask you this, do you think they were trying to protect you or not have anybody know that you got stabbed in there?
Yeah, they don't want to know, like, nobody, like, lo que sabe.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think they're trying to cover this up?
Yeah.
Como cubrir lo que había pasado. Tratar de cubrir lo que había pasado.
Were the other inmates, were they charged with stabbing you? Did they charge them for stabbing you?
Los presos que te apuñalaron, ¿a ellos los cargaron por este incidente que pasó?
Yeah.
They charged them with stabbing?
Yeah.
Okay. All three of them, or you said just two?
Just two.
Just two. Okay. All right. So they charged him with stabbing. Okay. All right. So you were in jail, but now I see that you have an ankle bracelet, like an ankle monitor, and you're on house arrest. How did you end up here?
My house arrest?
Yeah. How did you get, like, how did you leave jail? How are you on house arrest if you were locked up?
¿Cómo pasó eso que te dejaron salir bajo arresto domiciliario con un
Yeah.
brazalete?
Yeah, I think so because my mom, because they were scared, and they released me with the command.
The police are scared?
Yeah, I think so, right? Because
Okay.
first they don't wanna let me out. They wanna leave me in jail.
Yeah. You're on a bond. They gave you a bond. Okay? But you said they gave you a bond because they're scared. They're scared of what?
Basically, the mom is the
Yeah.
one who went to the jail. She went to the court, she went to talk to his attorney, and she was telling them, if they don't let me see my son, or you guys do something to protect him inside, if something happened to him, you guys are the ones to blame. So what they did is that they put a motion, like emergency motion, to get a bond, so he can get, house arrest. She's the one who went there and told them that she was looking for an attorney to, basically to sue the jail for the incident.
Yeah.
So, hey, the bond was granted and he's here.
Okay, so only after the mother threatens to sue the jail for you getting stabbed, now they release you on a bond.
Yes.
Okay, so were you told not to talk? Like, did they tell you not to talk about this?
Alguna persona después que le dieron la fianza, después de que usted fue ahí, les dijo que sí, o sea, cualquier cosa que le pasara a él estaba bajo su responsabilidad de ellos. Y ¿cómo se llama? Cuando le dieron la fianza a él y todo, ¿a usted le dijeron en algún momento que no hablara del caso, que no hablara de la situación o algo?
No, porque yo le dije que los iba a demandar.
No, because I told him that I was gonna sue them.
Sí.
And trust me, I know her. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so you threatened to sue them, and they release your son on a bond. Let me ask you this: if you sue them, what's going to happen?
So, si usted en caso llegaría a demandar a la cárcel, ¿qué cree que pasaría?
You think they're going to retaliate against your son?
¿Usted cree que hubiera venganza contra su hijo?
Sí, me vengan de él.
Yeah.
Si mi hijo vuelve a la cárcel, se lo comen vivo él.
Yeah. Basically, she's saying that she's scared. Like, if they put him back in jail, yeah, they're gonna kill him.
Yo
You're
siento
okay. So you're scared that if your son goes back to jail, he might get killed inside that jail. That's what you're saying?
So, prácticamente lo que usted está diciendo es que si a Sergio lo llegaran a meter a la cárcel otra vez, ¿usted piensa que sí se lo matarían?
Sí, sí me lo matan.
Yeah,
Sí me lo
they'll kill
matan.
him.
Yo siento que eso fue un plan. ¿Por qué?
I feel like that was a
Porque él me llamó un día antes y me dijo, mami, yo estaba bien aquí y me movieron a la celda 13.
Because he called her telling her that, Mommy, I was fine here, but they
Y
moved
no
me
pasó
to-"
ni un día mi hijo tanto ahí cuando ya estaba ido.
And not even a day, you know, like he's saying 12 hours later he got stabbed.
Okay, so
Y luego después ellos se lavan las manos.
And after that, well, they just, try to cover
No
everything,
pasó nada.
and nothing happens.
Solo por ser hispanos
Just
y,
because we're Spanish,
o por tapar los mismos que trabajan ahí.
or just to cover, each other's back.
Siento que si ellos están ahí es para que los cuiden,
I feel
no
like
para
if
que los traten
they're,
como animal.
I feel like if they're, working in there is to protect them and take care
Ningún
of them.
preso
That's their
tiene,
job, you know.
ningún preso tiene derecho de tratarse como un animal aunque haya cometido lo que cometió.
It doesn't matter the crime they have committed, they don't deserve to be treated the way that they do.
De eso viven ellos porque están trabajando, cuidándolos.
Exactly, that's their job. So, hey, that's the way of living for them, right? But that's the job that they decide to take. So, their job and responsibility is to look after them, their safety. They
you don't
pay
think
for
you don't
that.
think your son is safe inside that jail?
¿Usted no cree que
You don't think your son is going to be safe if he goes back to that jail?
¿Usted cree que él no estaría salvo ahí adentro?
No,
Seguro no salvo,
No.
seguro ahí adentro.
ahí nadie está seguro.
No one is safe in there.
Ellos los tratan como animales.
They treat all of them like animals.
So what I like to do, like through this camera that's recording, you're Sergio's mom, and I want to take this video to Sheriff Glenn Hill. Sheriff Glenn Hill is on the board for the jail. They control the cameras inside that jail. Amy Ashford, the Commonwealth Attorney, she's on the board. She's a board member for that jail. Amy Ashford, the Commonwealth Attorney, Sheriff Glenn Hill, they oversee all these problems. And this community entrusts that when someone goes into that jail, that they are safe. You're saying that you don't feel that your son is going to be safe. You think they're going to kill him. I'm going to take this video, and I hope that Sheriff Glenn Hill and Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth that are on the board, they're board members, to make sure that everybody that goes into that jail, this community trusts them and trust them to make sure that the inmates are safe. You're a mother and you don't feel safe. So this message, I hope it gets to Sheriff Glenn Hill and Amy Ashworth to see what this community is going through, and that man, you don't get profiled just because you don't speak the language, just because they think they can get away with these correctional officers are abusing inmates. And your son is being abused, your son got stabbed, you don't feel safe that I hope proper steps are taken where your son is going to be safe. Sergio,
Este video, esta grabación que estamos haciendo, él se la va a llevar también al sheriff, que es el encargado de ahí del sheriff department. Y luego yo le explico bien todo, ya le expliqué un poquito todo lo que estamos haciendo, pero la seguridad de ellos es lo que nos preocupa. Como decimos, no importa el crimen que se haya cometido, nosotros no somos los que los vamos a juzgar, para eso está la ley. Pero yo y usted y nosotros estamos de acuerdo que se tienen que ser juzgados correctamente, no abusándolos, no dejando que pasen cosas como las que le pasó a Sergio, como las que le pasó a Mustafa, como las que le pasó a Jason, a Javier Martínez, a Emanuel, a Eric Contreras, a muchísimos presos que tenemos nosotros en estos casos aquí. O sea, no somos los únicos, hay muchísimos.
La ley de aquí no sirve, dígale, doña Argelia, comente de que me quitaron mis hijos.
Él ya sabe, él ya está sabedor.
De pura.
Él ya está sabedor y esta es la primera entrevista, después vamos a hacer la segunda entrevista sobre eso también, porque también tenemos otras personas que me han quitado a sus hijos. No se preocupen, esto, lo que estamos haciendo, estamos colectando todos los statements, el FBI, el Internal Affairs, todos ellos están dispuestos a ayudarnos, pero sin que nos escuchen hablando, sin un statement, no pueden hacer nada, no pueden ayudarnos. Hay gente que está dispuesta a ayudarnos en todo esto. Pero ¿saben qué es lo que pasa con la comunidad hispana? Que tenemos miedo, que porque no tenemos papeles, que porque nos van a deportar, que no nos van a hacer caso. No, señora, no somos los únicos, hay muchísimos. Y todos tenemos los mismos derechos que tiene usted, que tiene él, que tengo yo, todos. ¿Ok?
okay.
¿Usted tiene una idea de cuántos presos han encontrado muertos allá adentro?
Yeah.
Que
So
este sheriff
what we're doing with this recording, we're gonna take it to the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it to the same FBI agents that are investigating the correctional officers that are abusing inmates inside. We're gonna take this to them, and we're also gonna publicize this to the community so that the community can watch what they're doing to your son.
Yeah.
And what they're doing to other inmates inside that jail facility. What they've done to my brother inside that jail facility. Okay?
So, she knows because,
Yeah.
I explained her everything,
Yeah.
but usted se imagina, Sergio tiene usted mueve cielo y tierra por él. Mustafa tiene a su hermano, su familia, que están moviendo cielo y tierra. Yo tengo a mi hijo, que yo muevo cielo y tierra, y el infierno si lo tengo que mover por él. Lo que sea lo tengo que mover. Pero no está, y ahora mi cosa es, usted se pone a pensar por un momento los presos que están ahí, sean inocentes o sean culpables, que no tienen a un familiar que vea por ellos.
Yeah. And then the other thing, we hope that this recording, that this meeting, that Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth, that's a board member on that jail, in that jail, that Sheriff Glenn Hill, that's a board member, he's the sheriff. She's the Commonwealth Attorney. She's elected. These individuals are elected by this community. I hope they watch what's going on to Sergio, and I hope they watch the other material that's being put on social media for the community to see, and then changes happen. Hold your correctional officers accountable, release the videos inside that jail facility, so that way we see what's happening to you. You can see what's happening to you, what they've done to your son. Our family can see what they've done to Mustafa, my little brother, and then the other families, Archie can see what they've done to her son, Jason Castro, and then other families that their loved ones are being abused inside that jail facility. I asked Sheriff Glenn Hill, I walked up to him 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I talked to Sheriff Glenn Hill, and I tried to bring up these issues to him. And then he insists on telling me that he's got the best jail facility in the country, and he does not want to listen. He does not. He chooses to look the other way and tell me that the correctional officers are following policy, are following procedure. Then, sir, sit down with us, watch these videos, listen to the audios, listen to the inmates that are coming forward and telling us that your correctional officers are abusing those inmates. Sit down with us. We're asking to have a dialogue. We're asking to have a conversation. We want Sheriff Glenn Hill and Amy Ashford, Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashford, to sit down with us and have a dialogue. Don't assume that your correctional officers are angels. We've got Sergio that got stabbed inside that jail. My brother almost died inside that jail. Jason Castro was beaten up and spent 9 months in solitary confinement. This is a mother that cries every day. This is a mother that cries over her son every day. Are we supposed to wait until Sergio died inside that jail facility for us to pretend and see the problem? Let's sit down as a community. We're asking to have a dialogue and look at these issues. And
Well, thank you guys.